Hey, good morning. Good morning. I thought I'd just try saying good morning and only achieve. Let's start standing up. Warm up, stand up. Yeah. Ah, it's so nice and cool. Yeah. If we don't stand up, we're all going to fall asleep. Okay, up. Yeah. Yeah, come up, loosen the joints, loosen, yeah. Take a deep breath. Yeah, try that. Yeah, unlock. Okay, so from here, just slowly stretch, expand. Drop your shoulder blades, stretch the fingertips. So you slowly stretch until you feel it pull your heels up. And then relax a little bit. And then stretch again. And then relax a little bit. Let the shoulders go. Yeah, and then stretch again. Yeah. Let the knees go. Let the knees go. Yeah. And then stretch again. So inside out. Nice deep breath and come down. Breathe in and out. I think we dipped into the 60s, yeah? I looked at my clock this morning and it said 69. That was like 7 a.m. in Aina Haina. You know, anytime Aina Haina it dips into the 60s. Wow, I know it's snowing in Waiwa. You know, I told somebody every year I'm waiting for October 31st, Halloween. And it always seems like Halloween night, right? The weather just changes. But this year didn't. Wow, it's so warm. Okay, bring the feet in. Yeah, bring the feet in. Just bend a little bit, go back and forth. Go a little bit side to side, just touch the inside of the knees. Just go side to side. And in circles, one way and the other way. Yeah. And then back and forth. And side to side. Yeah. Okay. So bend a little bit. So we always want to practice this fold, right? Bend and then let it turn. Right? So as it turns, feel the weight sinking down and that heel pick up and then step. Yeah. And just straighten out the back leg, bend the front knee, straighten out the back leg. Yeah. And then come back and then bend. Turn so that foot is free. Right? And then bring it back. And then shift. Right? And then turn until this foot lifts. Yeah. You see that heel lifting up? Right? And stepping up. And then when you come forward, you got to turn again. Turn. And straighten out the back. So you feel it pulling, and then same thing, turn. So every time you turn, you can feel the muscles relaxing. Yeah. And then back, right? And then you have to turn. Yeah, all the way, turn all the way till that foot releases. And when you pick up that foot, keep your mind here. Oh, and the tantin. Yeah? So in the fold, in the hip joint. I researched it yesterday. It's the hip joint. I can no longer call it the pelvic joint. It's the hip joint until somebody corrects me again. Yeah, yeah. It's funny, you know. We just use these terms interchangeably. Yeah. So I thought I better research it because I'm supposed to be the teacher, and I'm a massage therapist, and I'm giving physical advice, right? So the pelvic, right? It's just to educate all of us. The pelvic is like the whole area. Yeah. So the pelvic is everything. Yeah. And then the hip joint is where the leg bone meets the hip joint. Iliacs. It's the hip joint. But yeah, I said really study this, right? So bending inside the hip joint, which is in the pelvic region, and the lower dantian. So the hip joint will manipulate, will allow you to shift. If you let it fold, right? Let it fold, it'll pull up that leg. And as you bring up that leg, you just keep sinking, right? And then you can step. Right? You can step forward. And when you come forward, turn. Right? So there's this constant turn, right? which you really don't develop. But as you study the Tai Chi walking, right? And it's got to be the slow movement. If you walk fast, we'll never see this. But every time you shift, right, it's turn and then turn and turn and turn. So more when I understand it now, if you go on YouTube and especially Yang style, you see it more Yang style. But if you watch Yang style, right, you see everything from without the turn, really straight, just the opening to the already they turning, because there's a shifting going on and they're turning and they're already doing that. And I just thought in the beginning, oh, just spiral movement, right? But really now I understand it's shifting the weight. So as they come up, right, you might already turn, so you have that spiral, that shake. But when the shifting comes out, right from here, they start turning, right? And that frees up that leg, right? And then when they step, as they shift, they're already turning, so that's going to free up the other leg, right? So because I'm turned when I stepped, right, it's coming here. If I go square, right? So where am I going? Right? So it's turning. It frees up that leg. So even though I don't pick it up like this, I'm pivoting. Because it's free, I can pick that up, and then when I pivot, and then I keep on turning, and I'll free up the other leg, and because I'm turned, I automatically step forward, and then when I shift, I keep on turning, right? I don't just go straight, but I keep on turning, that picks up that leg, right? And that brings it straight up, and then I keep on turning. But when I land, when I finish these moves here, right, come forward, I don't just stop square. Right? It's almost a rule, turn. So just never stop square, right? It still has that turn. So even if I'm not stepping, right, you might say, yeah, but the set teaches you, right? Oh, the set stops here. There's no picking up the leg. Yeah, but the set is teaching you, right, that if I don't pick up this leg, if I don't free the leg, I cannot transfer everything to here. So when I come here, if I don't turn, everything just stops. But if I turn, right, the hands keep going and the energy transfers. I don't have to show that. I can come here and sink. And this bends, so the heel stays down, right? Instead of letting it pull up, right? So when I come here and I turn, the heel could pull up, but if I relax this leg, the heel will be down, right? So that's that transfer of energy. So I've done stuff like that with Ross, right? We come here, but if I want to move him, then I have to go forward some more, right? I cannot stop here. I have to push some more. So if I turn, right, that follow through comes out, and that energy releases. Even though I don't show it, it's hidden. Even though I show it, that energy releases. That's just transfer of energy. Right? That's just transfer of energy. So when you do your movements, right? Right? So you come up, right? You're going to shift, but turn. When you sit back, turn. So you're always turning. It's not just the cross, not just the north-south or the north-south or east-west, right? It's the diagonals. So you're always shifting to the diagonals, yeah? From there. It's I don't know if I should say this, right? So we're at the shopping center and we're walking and I'm watching this lady walk from the back and I'm watching her hips move and move. And first I thought, does she have imbalance? Right, that's what's causing so much hip hip movement, and I realized, oh no, it's that thing where women's pelvics, right? They just move more. And I still don't understand if it's just female versus male anatomy. I haven't studied, or it's just that women are more relaxed, right? Or it's not, but right in general, and part of it is males are not more relaxed about their pelvis moving, right? So we don't allow it to sway. But yeah, this one woman was just really swiveling, just really moving, and yeah, it could be the Kula. Yeah, like when you watch Kula, especially say like Tahitian, or you watch belly dancing, right, where it really just isolates the pelvic movement, and the upper body is quiet, right, and really even the legs are quiet, right, and it's just this. Yeah, I always remember in Kung Fu, her niece came and brought a couple of her friends, and I'm watching them move, and I told the one girl, "You do hula?" Yeah, she says, "Oh." They're in high school. They don't realize there's a difference. I said, "No, just by the way you move, yeah, the way the hips sway, because it's so natural." But anyway, anyway, what I'm saying is that so even though it's the hip joint, right? But the whole pelvic has to be able to move, has to release. Yeah. So when we do all of these movements, right? To pick up your leg, don't try to be stiff, right? And then pick up your leg. Relax and let yourself turn, right? Then the leg will pick up, and then you have to keep your mind here, hip joint and the Tian. Find the ground, relax, then shift. Okay? So remember how I said before, we don't walk, we fall, because we walk like this, right? So we're falling. So to prevent that, right? One, when we pick up the leg, we don't want to be fighting here. So if I don't turn, right, I'm holding this because it really wants to fold. So if I'm holding it, I'm fighting, right, already from there. And I'm holding, I'm working and keeping that stable while I find the ground, right? It's just struggling. Or I can turn and relax, right? And then just unfold this leg, right? So I turn, relax, this leg picks up. So the turn picks up the knee, which initiates the step, and I just unfold. Keep my mind here. Don't think about that. Don't think about this step, because that's going to bring my intention forward. That's going to bring the chi forward. That's going to bring the blood forward, the physical movement forward. Keep my mind here to keep this leg free. Keep my mind here to keep me stable. And that's keeping your mind on the Tian kind of pins you down. That's the anchor. Right? It's here. Right? Think about here. Let go. Right? That's that. And then shift and turn. Right? Yeah. So as I'm turning, this is going to open. Now I have to focus on this hip joint and keeping my mind on the Tian. Right? Right? If I'm going to set, then just relax my back foot. If I'm going to walk, right? Let it pick up. Keep my mind here. Find the ground. Let go. Right? And then I can do that. So you break it down. It's a real simple process, yeah? But it's so foundational. Right? Shift, right? Let this fold. Let it turn. Keep your mind here and keep your mind here. Right? The whole time. Yeah. So even we step to the side. So if we walk to the left, right? You shift, and as you drop in, start turning already. So you turn, everything relaxes, the right heel picks up. Keep your mind in the left hip joint and the center, the Tian, and just let the right foot come in, find the ground, and right, let go. Then the right heel comes down, and then you shift back to center. Okay? keep on walking, we have to shift to the right, has to fold and turn. Keep your mind in the right hip joint, the lower tantin, right? Then the left foot is free. Keep your mind in the joint and tantin while you step, right? Right, let go. And then shift back to center. Right in the center, we square, but then we keep on shifting and turning. The right heel picks up. Keep your mind down here. Let go. Right, and then come back. Keep on turning. Yeah? Every time you turn, it just sinks. Right? Every time you turn, right, sink as it picks up, that initiates the walk. And you just keep on going, and you just keep on going, and you keep on going. So the study, the breakdown is shift, turn, right? Make sure that it's free, pick it up, release, then finish the step, right? Then come to the center, right? And then do the next one. It's free. Okay, now I can step, keep my mind here, release, now shift back, right? Now keep on going, right? So the other thing is if you start turning this right away, it'll keep the knee back. So if I shift here first and I fold, the knee might still go forward. The turn, right? And you can kind of see it, right? Because when I'm turning, it looks like it's going back a little bit, right? So it's pulling the muscle back. So that's pulling the knee back, right? That keeps the knee back there. And then you can feel the weight just press on the bottom of your foot. Right? But if I don't turn, right, you listen to where the weight is over here. Right? So as you turn, right, it's just pulls it back so the foot settles. But if I turn back, right, it pushes it forward again. Right? And then this wants to open up. So to keep this closed, you really got to stick your butt out from here. So if you turn, you realize, the posture starts to correct itself. So once you understand these turns, right, then the upper body doesn't have to exemplify that angle. Right? Upper body can start relaxing. That's when you start learning to tuck the tailbone in, because when you tuck the tailbone in, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to push it too far forward, right? This joint is going to open. So you have to keep that fold, right? And then relax, right? So if you watch over here, right? Keep that fold and then have to relax. And there's a little shifting, right? And then my sternum can come up, right? And I can make my upper body look more upright from there. But you cannot give this up. Right? So it's only let it turn and keep your mind in these 2 points. Right? So in reality, it's only a few things, yeah? And then you have to let go of, but I have to step. Where am I going to step? Just step. So you trust the process. Because the mechanics of doing sticking to these simple little rules, it's going to go right where it's supposed to go. But if you're worried about where to step and the correct placement of that foot, then you start ignoring this mechanical process that has to be correct. Yeah. It's like it fixes everything. Yeah. It sounds complicated, but when you start doing it, it's like, it makes sense. Yeah. From there. So first it's just shift, right? Fold, and then turn. But eventually what you want is already, as you start shifting, relax and you let it turn. And as you let it turn, it's like screwing, right, drilling down into that leg. Right? And then you come back, relax, and then rise. So when you let it turn, right, at that point, this joint is free. So if you relax in here, right, you can turn the other way without it coming up here. So letting it turn frees up the joint. Right? right? And then relax this leg so you sink, and as you're sinking, turn the other way. Yeah, right? So you start letting it turn, right? It frees up that leg. As you do the you can turn, let go. Yeah. Yeah. So you can try that, right? You go. It doesn't matter left or right. Turn, and then and just swivel. Yeah. So you want to, as you turn. So release all that tension so you don't come up when you turn. And then eventually you just learn to release, and then I can turn already. Yeah. So eventually you can turn left or right, either hip joint, and it'll release from there. But it's that simple. Yeah. That's the baby step. Right? Let it turn, focus on here. Keep that folded from there. Okay. All right, hands up. And then from here, feel it pulling you. Right? So when I come up, I can feel it like pulling. So my body, I can feel my body being pulled and surging forward. Right? That fingertip. Right? So it's coming up. And then breathe in. Right? Even my heels lift a little. And then center. And then sink. And that light feeling as you expand, when everything is full, right after that right angle, sternum up, and then I can rise. Let it go, right? All the joints unlock. And right here, I actually rise a little bit, push the knees back. So when you really slow it down, there's all these little missing extra cycle of breaths and unlock that you can put inside, yeah? And you don't have to, but it is there. So you breathe in, unlock. Right? Breathe in, extend, feel it pulling you forward. Sink. Breathe in and out. Right? Push the knees back, breathe in. Yeah. Breathe in, sink. Breathe in. Breathe in, push the knees back. So that extra breath, that's that turn. That's going to coordinate with that extra turning to the right or turning to the left. Yeah. Breathe in. Breathe in, push the knees back, and relax. Yeah. So you see that extra little cycle? Yeah. So that's it. And that's why it brings up that story of when that woman was walking and her hips are just moving. And I'm watching and said, oh, that's just natural for her. And it was moving so much, I really thought I was looking for the imbalance in the shoulder as she walked in, and I realized upper body is pretty stable. It's just her pelvic was very relaxed. Yeah. Maybe she's walking, practicing her hula belly dancing, right? Unconsciously, I don't know. But that's what it is. You have to let go. Okay? So this one, make sure that this hand, let this hand go. So we do it slowly. Check, are you holding the hand up here? Are you relaxed? Are you stopping it? Or can you feel it just dropping during the whole movement? Yeah. I prefer you just learn to drop throughout the whole movement. Okay? Then eventually, it doesn't have to go all the way down, but it still has to be dropping through the whole movement. Right? Because this is just that. It's this is the part letting go. Right? So during the whole turn, you want to feel constant movement, right? Right. So you take some time. Is his hand stuck, right, or is it still relaxing and still dropping? Yeah. So when they teach the movement, it looks more like here, right? So they stop here, and then it comes out. Well, they don't even do this, right? I add this washing, so it just kind of drops, and it tends to turn in the front, and then it drops and turns. It just kind of goes up and down. But what I don't like is if you learn that first, you tend to lock this arm. Right? Everybody hyper focuses only on this one. Right? It's two sides. It's two sides moving. Okay? It's just that we're stretching the neck one way and stretching the neck the other. From there. Okay? So turn, look at the fingertip first. Right? Drop that other hand, just let it fall all the way. Use that nice little to release the breath. And breathe in. Let that other arm fall, falling. Let go. Then look at the second finger, second line, eye level. And let that other arm go. Feel the fingertips stretching. And then look beyond the palm. Look at the horizon or the mountaintop. Let the other arm just keep falling. And go at your own pace, your own speed. Come back to center. And sink. And then rise. And down. Relax. Right? And then rise. You see how you can build in, right? And it makes sense when you do it. So you get used to doing that, and then sometimes it comes out, and then sometimes it's just one cycle. But they both feel okay. It's not right or wrong, yeah. It starts to become, how do I feel? How does my body feel today? What is my mind? What is my mood? Oh, that's what I want to do, yeah. Oh, I just want real still. Or I just want a little bit more circular in every movement. Or I want like the wind the last 2 days, right? That's the wind the last 2 days, right? Boom. Where'd the roof go? Right? Yeah, I was really watching the news. Oh, how many roofs? Right, we're gonna fly off. Right? Big gusts. I thought all our papayas were going to be on the ground. I thought all the oranges were going to be on the ground. Right? Had some big gusts. I came home at the end of the day, and I saw people picking up 3 garbage cans. I knew it was gusts of wind. Big. So the more options you practice, the more options you have. And then when you relax, whatever comes out, right? From there. Okay. All right. So where are we? Shoulder blades. Yeah? So with the standing, unlock. And the same thing as you breathe in, right, you're going to feel yourself pull out, pull up. So if you wanted to, you could go really high and really large, or just relaxed, or you could just sink. Right? So you have those options. Right? Squeeze the shoulder blade up and pull. Yeah. And down, all the way down. As long as you unlock the knees, you have the option of the whole body moving. But head suspended, bottom of the feet relaxed. And then forward. Pull the shoulder blades forward. Yeah, so the standing, you can really allow the whole body to breathe, the whole body to move. One side. Feel the bottom of your feet relaxed. In this warm-up, these first 3 warm-ups, we're keeping our body right in the center, yeah? So we're not shifting left or right. So we want to turn right around the spine. And come forward when you're done. And if you want, you can add pulling the spine to really get a coil. And then you could have that release, so you could coil. Right? But the trick is we're trying to keep that scapula just stretched the whole time. So I tend not to have that quick release because I'm just holding that stretch. And then other side when you're ready. Let the body turn, let the waist turn. Pull that shoulder blade forward. So when we stand, you can see how much the body can turn. And then forward when you're ready. All the way down. Just really listen to inside. Put your mind inside that shoulder blade. What's happening inside the shoulder blade. All the way down. Yeah. And then two sides, back. Squeeze. Pull. And then forward. Relax. Okay, and then do circles. Yeah, just let it swing. Shake it out. And then relax. Okay? And then, so standing, I really like this movement because you can bring everything except the shifting left or right. You could, but in the warm up, pretty much in the center. But the rising, right? Push the knee back, and sinking. Right? And the palms are constantly rotating. Sink the breath down to the lower dantian. All the way up. So each time you exhale and come down, you practice unlocking the joints. Right? Practice unlocking the joints. Keep the fingertips extended, head suspended. And then start pulling the spine. Imagine you're pulling the spine. Just think about the spine. Let go, pull the spine. Yeah, just think about the spine. Relax the shoulders. Relax the shoulders and the hands won't go up quite as high. Pull the spine all the way. Big coiling. Okay, and one last one. So you practice pulling the spine when you relax. You might feel your body still wanting to move a little bit. And that's what you want. It's really what you want. So that last one, you can still feel the body, wanting to shake you. From there. Okay, that means it's starting to let go. Okay, one hand up, one hand down. So breathing in. And the first one, just stretching. So just allow yourself to breathe naturally. Relax the wrists. And stretch the fingers up and down. Drop the shoulders. Even while you're stretching, relax and drop the shoulders. And then slowly let it pull and expand your body. That slow stretching from the inside out. And then a deep breath. Drop all the way down. Pass in front of the heart. And that slow expansion. Release the wrists. Bottom fingers plugging into the earth. And right in the center. Slowly stretching, keeping the shoulders down, feeling the spine stretch, right? The hip area stretch, relax the neck. Allow the palms and fingers to align, sinking everything down. Then deep breath. Pass in front of the heart. Yeah, let go. Breathe in, washing through the forearm. Bottom hand turns down. Slowly coordinating the timing of the hands and the legs. Yeah? Listen for that heat washing through the forearms. And finish your breath. Go at your speed, your pace. Imagine the spine opening, the rib cage opening, and everything just falls back into place. Don't force the stretch, just listen and allow the body to stretch and relax at its own speed. And then we'll come down with the spirals on this last one. So pull the spine and drop the elbow. Wash the outside. Turn. Lift. Sink. And then slowly coil and rise. Sink. There you go. Okay. Turn. So if you make the rising and falling large, right, then you can see where the pattern is. Yeah. And then later on, you don't have to make it that large. You just feel, right, you just let the joints unlock. But if you make it large like this, right, expand, right, relax, expand, let go, expand, let go. Last one. And come back to center. Heart. Hold the ball. Turn. And pull the spine. Coiling. Feel the center of the palms connected. And imagine you're holding a stick, connecting the center of the palms. Rising, breathing in, coiling. Relax the neck. One more time. Come back to center. It's solar plex. Rise and down. Breathe in. Draw the hand up. Pull the chin up, drop the shoulders. Guide it down. Let it go. Relax. One more time. Pull the chin up. Guide it down. Relax. Let it go. Back of the hand being pulled and drawn upwards. Back of the hand being pushed down. Bottom of the hand being pushed up. And then bottom of the hand being pulled down, sucked down like suction. Yeah. Yeah. So the standing, you can feel the difference from the seated, yeah? And the whole body starts to get involved. You can study that. Okay. So the first one coming up, right? So you draw, and we have to release this leg. So we have to shift, fold, and turn. That's going to release the right leg. And because we're turning, when you step back, that leg is automatically going to slide back at an angle a little bit. And it's just going to go anywhere from half a foot to just under a whole foot. And then when you come up, right, we have to turn to release that and swing the leg forward. But we're practicing turning and turning. Right? Turning and turning. Stretch. Sink. Turning. So the whole time we're doing that, you have to keep your mind here. Right? So once we drop down to here, one side, you keep your mind here. You keep your mind here the whole time. Right? The whole time. The hands are going to go up and down. Up and down. Right? So just take your time. Make the movement small first. So sinking and turning, stepping, dropping and turning. Sinking and turning. So keep your mind in the left hip joint and the lower dantian. Turn and stand. And other side, right? Sinking and turning. Keep your mind in the right hip joint and the lower dantian. So you can see how the whole time we're just practicing that stability in one leg with mobility. Yeah, and stand. Okay. So the goal is, as you do that, once you go down, you're trying to stay at this height and you have to relax. Right? So it's just going to turn, right? And turn and turn. If you're worried about where to step, right, it's going to bring your mind over there and it's going to shift your body over there, and then you're going to like, oh, where's my stability? But if you just focus on here, on keeping this anchored, right? So where are we? Okay, here, right? Just keep your mind here, here, right? Yeah, and then you'll be okay. Yeah, a lot of focus in the beginning. Yeah, that's why when you see me just doing my own, right? I don't look at you. I'm not watching you. You're on your own. I just call you out. And then when I start watching you, if you watch me carefully, you can see I'm starting to shake a little bit, because that's my intent, right? My intent goes out to you. So the chi goes out there. So I start, right? That energy goes out there. It's like, So in between, I have to say, oh no, sink here, right? Keep it pinned here, look at you, keep it pinned here, look at you, look at you, kind of thing. So yeah, I hope you can feel that difference. And it just takes that commitment to just staying right in there, right? So that's free, right? Yeah, see? Yeah, and just stay in there. Don't let it rise. When you turn, don't let it rise. Right? Just stay in these two places. So the only difference from this to this is one is, right? And that. That's all we're doing. But this is all the same from there. Okay, and then same thing stepping forward. So now it's that stepping forward. Okay? With the hands here, right? So we have to sink, right? Turn to one side, right? Relax, right? Let it go, right? It steps, unlock. Then come forward. Feel that foot pressing as you come forward. Opposite hand comes out. And right here you're square, right? So sink. Let the body turn. Then come back. We have to commit and turn into this side. Turn. And this leg is free. Now it can pick up. Okay. Stay here, stay here, stay here. Right. Now it can shift. Okay. Stay here. Now we can come forward and transfer to the other hip joint. Stretch the back leg. Right. Let it turn. Come back. All the way back here. Let it turn until this is free. Up. Stay here. The whole time stay here. Turn. And so have that turn. Turn and sink. Turn right away into that back hip joint. So don't shift until you unlock. Turn. Straighten out the back leg. Turn. Sink all the way into here. Then can pick up, touch, unlock, right? And then shift one more time, turn. Yeah, so that turn feels really big. And when you're learning it, it feels really big right here. It feels like, wow, really big. But just be in there and you'll be okay. So same thing we talked about, turn, right? So as you advance the leg, you really start having to practice that turn and that turn. Okay? The next one, same thing, except you try to keep your leg off the ground. Right? So instead of stepping, right, it's one leg the whole time. Right? It's just one leg up and back. So if you put your mind on your foot, right, your intent is going to go forward. Or you can keep your mind in your hip joint and the dantian the whole time and just allow that stretch. Keep the mind in the hip joint and the dantian. Keep the mind in the hip joint and the dantian. Okay, so you can try it with the hands. We want to focus on the legs today. So if you want, you can keep your hands here, or you can do loose fists, or you can do open hand. Yeah, up to you. The main thing is trying to just practicing keeping your mind in the hip joint and the lower dantian. Yeah. So shift, right? Hip joint, lower dantian. It doesn't have to be high. Just keep your mind here. Shift, turn, that leg's free. Keep your mind hip joint, lower dantian. Yeah. Yeah, as long as it's off the ground, right? It can be over your head. Right? It can be 1 centimeter off the ground. As long as it's off the ground, you're standing on one leg, right? Turn. Really make that turn. Force it to turn. Yeah. Yeah, if you force that turn, you really have to force that fold into the hip joint. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you really commit to that, like keep that bend, keep that fold, and then, right, at that point you're going to forget the dantian, and then, as soon as you remember, think of the dantian too, it's like, boom. It's like, that little pin, right, to keep you steady. Put it back down, yeah? And if you only think of the hip joint, it's like, you took away that center pin, so it's free, but somebody throw a little oil under there. Okay. Oh, come on, last one. See, now the request is going to be, Randy, can we not do any standing anymore? Okay, so same thing, we're practicing that shift to one side, let it turn, and then use the hands. Right? We talked about this before, use the hands, pick up the other leg, right? Bring it to the heart, right? And then relax. It feels like I'm actually screwing back into the ground, and then heel and toe, right? But keep yourself committed in the, right here. Right? Using the hands to help keep that leg suspended. Okay, find the ground, step. Right? Shift to the other side, fold, right? Keep this up. Turn, swivel, heel and toe. Relax the shoulders. Come back, right? Stay here. Turn, small toe, big toe, and then turn. Yeah, swivel. Yeah. Step back. Right? Keep your mind here. Turn. Turn. Turn, small toe, big toe. Yeah. Come back, so turn. When I turn, right, it'll help to turn this leg, so when I come back, and stand. Okay? And then look at where your feet are. They're aligned. Right? They're square, right? Whichever direction you face in, your feet are square. So it's interesting to me in the teaching side because I'm not calling out where to step anymore. In the old days, shift to your left, pick up your right, turn 45, step out 45, hold that, come up, turn, bring it back. That's how I used to teach before. That's how I learned. I mean, it was just, because there's so much movement, we just call out each movement at a time. Left hand here, right hand here, up, down, left, right, turn, look this way, right? And then you do the next move. Yeah? But I mean, it's a good way to teach, right? Because you have to teach the movement. But I just keep emphasizing hip joint, right? And now lower tantin, turn, right? And you stepping in the right place. You can still go and analyze the form, like, oh, okay, right? So you have to know you're supposed to be stepping in the right place, but you do. Everything comes down to, who was telling me last week, it was Ross or Glenn. So I was talking to somebody and said, oh yeah, the PTs, everything is the hip joint. They're looking at it from a different perspective, but everything is the hip joint, right? So in the Kung Fu, everything is the Kwa. That's the hip joint. Yeah, I researched it, Ross. It's the hip joint, not the pelvic. He forgot, he corrected me. You know, it's not the... Oh, I corrected the teacher on video. But his anatomy is better than mine. Yeah. Well, not his physical anatomy, but his knowledge. When I started Kung Fu, Ross, my senior, and it's so flexible. Oh, I used to look at him stretch and do stuff. That's not me. Yeah. He said, hey, Randy, try this stretch. I'm like, yeah, you feel that? Yeah, can you touch? He used to do lying on the back. I'm so far, my range of movement is so far removed from that. But lie in the back, throw the legs over, yeah, and touch the toes to the ground. And stretching back. Now my legs like maybe 45-degree angle. Yeah, and like I'm pushing, like, oh, I'm gonna get that stretch. Bon, come sit on my leg. But it's so stiff, if she sat on my legs, it would probably spring back and throw her back. Okay, relax. So I should make those ads, right? I'll make those ads that you never find out what they're selling, but it takes 20 minutes. Right? And did you know it's just the pelvic joint? That's the whole secret. Nobody ever tells you. And you're like, oh yeah, where are they going to tell you? 20 minutes later. Sign up on this website. You go to the website. Where's the video? Oh, there's a YouTube video. What's the YouTube video? The secret that nobody told you. But it is interesting. Everything comes down, it keeps coming back to this joint, this hip joint. Letting it fold, right? First it has to fold, and then it has to turn. So the only time really that you don't want to turn, or you cannot turn, is if you're dead center. Right? In other words, double weighted. Right? Because if I let it fold, right, my weight's going to shift. But if I'm right in the center, right, then it cannot fold either way, right, if I'm symmetrical. Right? So when we look at horse stance, now the development and training of horse stance, we call pangma, right? It's in the center. From here, you can only fold this way. So that's a real development kind of thing, right? It's forcing that tension. Why? That's resistance training. So it's forcing, right? You're holding a minimum tension. You have to let this go and sit down. And then you have to learn to shift so the weight stays in the center. And then tucking this in, right? And all of this and being upright. But when I come upright, right? That's the problem, right? Like, oh. So they think upright just means totally upright, right? They don't think it means in relative alignment. Right? Remember what I said, in space, no up and down, right? Everything is relative. Right? When you identify the center and you identify the baseline, then you can have a right angle. Then you can have parallel and perpendicular. But if you don't identify it, it's wherever you want it to be. Right? So in other words, right, they think, oh, I have to be upright like this. Right? My weight is on the back because the anatomy, right? So to get it centered, I have to shift forward, which means my body angles a little bit, right? That's relative. But then from here, they still think, oh, straight. They're still forcing this. So when I force this to be straight, this opens up. That pushes that muscle down. Yeah. And that's what makes it so hard. And that's why I don't say it so much now, but when I first started teaching this, right, I said, let your body fold. This is okay to learn. Why? Because this is important, right? This angle comes up. And then I can kind of correct. But as soon as this goes off, no, let it fold. Yeah, let it fold. And you're more relaxed, right? The fall prevention, this is the crumple, right? Relax, crumple straight down. Yeah, don't fight that. The fight or flight to save yourself is, but you see what you're doing, right? You're pushing this muscle out, you're fighting, you're creating tension, you're locking, right? You don't have that mobility to move and let go. And all that energy is stuck in you from there. So, yeah, gotta learn this first, right? And then you can start correcting or changing the posture based around the core, based around the hip joint from there. So you go back, right? This community, you go back and study your Kula forms. It is the hip joint, right? So you go back to when you first learn, what do you look like? In the intermediate, right? Maybe teenage, right? Or preteen. And then you look at young adult where you think like, oh, I got it, right? Oh, I've been practicing for 10 years, 12 years, suffering under my kumuhula. Oh, and you just passed technical perfection. In other words, you can teach the beginners. You've done all the competitions. You can go in sync. You can look like everybody else. Right? And then you go into your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and it starts to just refine you. And you start to relax. And the mechanics are in there, but you relax. So just that flow comes out as you get older. And then you let go, right, of that stiffness and that rigidity. And then you go like, wow, that's so beautiful. I still have this one image, Wailoa State Park. Some family friends luau. Every week, Wailoa State Park have big luaus. Right? And a good fraction of Hilo would be there, yeah. And if you were in the parking lot, fishing, making out, doing whatever, drinking, you're probably invited. Or they didn't know you, grab one, just don't cause trouble, right? But I can remember at the end of the night, I was real young, I was just amazed at you. And all the wahine came up on stage, right? I don't know what the song was, and they all danced, and I was just amazed. How come they can all dance to the same song, right? They're all different age, they gotta be all different halal. And that was one of my first lessons about that. Oh, they all had their own version, they all could dance, right? And it looked beautiful, right? That's the Kanikapila idea, right? So that's what this is, right? And they all had that foundation, so they all could dance how they wanted to dance. So in the Kung Fu, same thing. The lesson that the teacher passed on, right? Our teacher, Mr. Lee, passed on to us, which he learned from his teacher, is say, First, you become the form. You just practice it and copy it exactly. Then the form becomes you. We call the set. So once you learn the mechanics, and then you study, and once you refine and you get it, once the teacher says, oh, you got it, right? That's the cue. However you move, right? If you keep on studying, that's what it looks like. Yeah. So that's how we teach, right? Just copy. Don't challenge. Just copy. And then when you're ready, oh, try this. Oh, what was that? Right? Oh, now I can look like the intermediate students. Try this. Oh, now I can look like the senior students. How come they didn't tell me? You weren't ready, right? The foundation was there. But if we teach like that now, what happens? Nobody can pay the bills. Right? Okay. So our club was not about group performance. It was about individual development. So we never did group performance. So during the time I was there, I'm there. So we would say, right, you have to express yourself. Express yourself. Let your personality come out. Right? And be comfortable with yourself in there. So if you figure out this hip joint and turning, that's the secret. That's it right there. But you have to do it, and you have to commit to it 100%, sinking in there. Yeah, and there. All right, extend the leg. Come up, breathe in. Feel yourself expand from the lumbar outwards, through the feet, through the top of the head, through the fingertips. Just release that pressure valve. Feet flat on the floor, sinking. Gently close the eyes, wuji, nothingness. Just focus on your breath and letting go. Relax all your facial muscles, no physical smile. Just feel your facial muscles drop, the neck muscles drop, the shoulder muscles drop. But from the chest heart area, generate that smile. Generate that heart energy. Feed it with the energy from the sun flowing down through the top of your head. Always thinking of the lower dantian, so a little bit of that energy always trickles down to your lower dantian, constantly cultivating the lower dantian. Make the adjustments in your joints as you need to. Slowly feel yourself gathering that bubble between the two palms, connected by the center of the palm. Feel that soap bubble expanding just a little bit while you relax the shoulders and elbows and wrists. Slowly opening the eyes, looking straight ahead. Take a deep breath. Let it all out. Take a second deep breath. Let it all out. Third deep breath. Let it all out. Breathe normally. And when you're ready, commencement, beginning with breathing in. Just go at your own speed, your own pace, pulling up the chi, waking it up, bringing it to your heart. Drop your shoulders, sink. Number 2, rolling. Just slowly starting to manipulate that energy. Bring it into your body. Rub against your rib cage. Expand. Relax. Open and close. Expand. Oh, that was so much better. Everybody's so much more relaxed when they did it that time. Single whip. Pull the spine and expand. Look at the fingertips. Single whip. Keep on pulling the spine once out. This first one is just that shift. That shift in the standing. Okay? And then you start counting. In the standing, this would be the first step. Pull the spine, 45. The second step, pull the spine. Relax the hip joints. Even in the chair, be aware of the hip joint. Finish the turn, then come back to center. And single whip on the left side. Pull the spine, feel the palms being pulled out and rising. Release. It's like it's wiping. And pull the spine. Right? This is just that transition. And then we start counting. One sound. Look at the fingertips or the second finger or stare out at the horizon. Pull the spine, coil, uncoil. One more time. Coil, uncoil. Finish coming all the way back to the left side and then the center. Brush the knee, right side. Pull the spine, pull the fingertip up. Feel the other palm washing through the forearm. Release. Breathe in. Turn. Pull the spine. Pull the spine. Pull the spine. Pull the spine. Left hand's going to flip over. Okay, in the center it makes an X, but then pull the spine outside of the knee. Breathing in. Squeeze the fist. Pull the spine. Center. Rolling back. Just let the body oscillate back and forth. Feel the body get full and then pull the chi back to the heart. Reset. Drop the shoulders. Left side. Pull the spine. Pull the fingertips straight up. Right hand washing down. Release. Lift. Just drop the right hand. Breathe in. Pull the spine. Coiling, coiling, coiling. Left hand shoots under the elbow. Pull the spine. Parry. Coil. Release. Coiling. Right hand flips over to cover. Make an X and then pull the spine. Breathe in. Squeeze the fist. Release. Rolling back, left and right. Lift. Feel the palms being pulled forward and then release. Draw them back. And brushing the knee and leisurely tying the coat. Left side. Brushing the knee. Leisurely tying the coat. The right hand comes in and circles out. Turn. Turn. Breathing in. Turn. Breathing in. Double palm. Drop the shoulders and elbows. Expand. Okay, fist under elbow, right side, pull, lift the sternum. Drop the right hand. Turn just the spine, spiral. Right fist. Pull and coil till fist under elbow. Breathe in. Pull the spine. Release the fist. Repulse monkey. Right. Sink. Lift. Keep on turning. Repulse monkey. Lift the sternum. Repulse monkey. Keep on turning. Washing down. Leisurely tying the coat. Pull the spine right. Left hand circles up. Wiping down. Turn. Come in towards the belly button. Fingertip connect. Drop. Keep the finger connected and then release. Okay, right side, brushing the knee. Lift. Leisurely tying the coat. Left hand circles up. Breathe in. Exhale. Fist under elbow. Left side. Open. Drop the left hand. Turn the spine. Back to center. Left hand grabs a fist. Pull the spine. Fist under elbow. Breathe in. Rise. Open. Breathe in. Repulse monkey. Brush the knee. Keep on turning. Breathe in. Sink. Keep on turning. Leisurely tying the coat. Sorry if I did the wrong repetition. Breathe in. Lift the sternum. Relax. Breathe in. Relax. Lift the sternum. Breathe in. Slowly let go. Let the shoulders and hips go. Slowly feel everything letting go. Press one foot. Release the other foot. Release the shoulders, the elbows. Transfer. Press. Sink into the hip joint. And breathe in. Expand. Lightly bring the chi down. Let everything go so the body can balance itself out. It's like opening up all the locks. Breathe in. And let everything go. One more time. In and out. Okay. So even though I'm looking straight, I'm watching you like this. And I don't know if you folks, I could see everybody. Usually I see at least some people really lifting the shoulders and the traps, but this time, right, it's really starting to sink your mind down. So I could see everybody, right? It looked more like this. I don't know if you noticed it, but it had that compression, that expansion from here, right, instead of this. I could see the shoulders not lifting. I'm always watching for that. Yeah. So, right, focusing way in the center, right, it really forces you down, right, to keep, right, and even though the hips and the shoulders, right, we don't think of the hips lifting, but it's the same thing. The hips are relaxed, right, the hips don't tense, so that you can feel the shoulder blades swiveling. Just expand down here. Right? So you let this expand, this will fill up, this will stretch, but you don't lift this. Yeah. All right, loosen all that up. Yeah, so different. Yeah, I don't know if the set felt different, right? With all that just focus on this during the warm up, yeah, and then, but I could see that expansion really starting to come out of you and that sinking, coming down. Yeah. So yeah, let's end with a little bit of standing, right? And yeah. So that brush knee, left or right. Right? So from here, right? Yeah, just kind of warm up, right? Let go. Right? So you're gonna turn and shift. Right? So as you turn, you pull one hand up, whatever side you're shifting. It's like something pulling that straight up. Right? And if you sink into here, we're still sinking. So we have that opposite going on, right? You're sinking into here and turning, releasing this leg while this hand is expanding up. Right? Right? So that leg is released. Right? Just the leg, keep your mind in your hip joint. Right? So, and then come forward, drop that lower hand, lift the sternum. So, turn. Right? Right? From there. And then we have to sit back. So sit back, so you have to turn, relax. Right? So relax, both arms will drop a little bit. And as you fold, this hand will fold, and then this leg can come in, right? So hand and leg together. From here, and then turn back. From here, yeah? So fold, turn, release that leg, step, sink. Right? Come out, lift the sternum, let go. Sit back, turn, 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 turn. Bring in the leg and the hand, and yeah. So all that turning is like a gear, yeah? The gear turns and then boom, the arm flies out. The gear turns, the arm comes in. And you can start to see hand and leg, right? So that thing about the picking up. So coming down, helping to sweep up the leg from there. Okay, and try the other side. Turn, 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 think in the hip joint. Step, release first, then come forward. Release, let it turn. Right? So let this turn. Sit back, turn. From there, yeah, that expansion from there. Okay. So let's do this side again. Okay. So turn, right? Brushing the knee, right? Fold the hip, step, brush the knee, lift the sternum, release, turn. Sit back on the right, turn into the right hip, turn, turn, turn. Left hand is down. Left hand helps to pick up the left leg and bring it in. Breathe in. Okay. Turn to the right and wipe down. Turn back to the front and lift. Okay. And pick up the left leg. Step. Come forward. Then rock back. Fold into the right hip. And then you can turn. Then you can spiral. Right? Yeah. And then up. And release, hold the ball. Open and close. So I love that movement. It's got everything in it. It's got everything in it. So do the same side. Do the same side. Yeah. So I'll face you. We're all gonna. Wait a minute. Work this way. Okay. All right. Yeah. So shift. Yes. Ha. Pick up. Ha. Turn. Come back center. Ha. Pick up. Free that leg. Step. Come forward. And then sit back. So when you sit back, then it expands all the way. Right? You fold into here. This is free. Now you can swivel. Come to here and then come forward. Press. Sink. Right? You have to sink. Then that foot is free. And then open and close. So you can see all that turning into here. So yeah, if I did the set, it would be I just forgot this follow step, and then it steps back, and then comes out, and then down. You can see all this turning. Follow step, step back, full expansion, and then comes up, and then sit actually turns from here to here. Oh, pretty good. I nailed it almost exactly. Yeah, I'm always proud of myself when I do that. Yeah. Oh, good job, Randy. And it's happening because I've let go of the, am I stepping in the right place? Yeah, listening to this, and then just picking up the foot, right? Releasing that tension, and it starts to come in the right place, right? You create that tension, pick up the foot, release that tension, and boom, the step comes out. Like, wow. How long we've been practicing? Could be practicing 50 years. I'm still trying to get it in exactly the right spot, right? What do you mean, listen to the kwa? Get away from me. I'm practicing. I'll never get it, right? I'll always be searching. It won't be natural. Yeah. But so just listening to this, right? Committing to this turn, right? So here, yeah. So that one you folks need to add, right? So you brush the knee, step out, right? From here, let go. Right? And try that. Either leg, doesn't matter, right? So you brush the knee, come out, and then let this turn, let this fold. Back foot is flat on the ground, so that back knee has to bend. Right? Everything has to bend. Yeah. So it doesn't matter left or right. Right? You step out and drop here and yeah. So even let the wrist go. Yeah. And come out. Yes, it's going to come out. Yeah. So that remember that is to help you unlock. So you have to check all your joints, right? I didn't unlock anything. Yeah, let it go. And that relaxation, you have to realize that relaxation is energy rolling out of you. Yeah. So if you come here, I'm exhaling, but yeah. Right? So sometimes and then finish the breath, and sometimes that finishes the breath. Right? That final releases from there. Yeah. So try that. The brush knee. Right? So you can start with a step out, right? From here, and then come forward. Exhale and So on the let it turn. Yeah. Yeah. So if we go this way. Right? So you can start with here. Just practicing the exhale and let this turn. And sink. Feel that sink. Yeah. Slow exhale and let it go. Yeah. Other side. Other side. Yeah. Try one more time. One more time. Yeah. Step out. brush the knee, and yeah, so right there, yeah, just let everything go. Just yeah, just let everything go on that final, right? You're brushing the knee, and yeah, let everything go. Let the shoulders go, let everything go, let the knees go, let all the joints just collapse. Yeah, let everything go. Try it. Yeah, try it. Yeah, just take a step out. Yeah, brush the knee, and yeah, let this go. Let everything go. Let all the joints go. Yeah, let everything go. Yeah, yeah, come on, and yeah, yeah. You really got to pull that pin out. Just so you go back to this feeling. Do that. Feel that thumb. Pick up the knees a little. Pick up the heel a little. Feel that thud. Okay. Okay. Leave the knees down, but still have that thud. Right? Just let go one time. One time. Okay. So from here, breathe in. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, step out, step out, step out 1 foot, step out 1 foot. Yeah, end with that. Collapse, 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 crumple, crumple. Yeah. So you see what happens when we add the whole form, yeah? It's like, oh, you have to let go. You have to let go of that need to like hold everything up, that need to save yourself. Yeah. Let go, and then you save yourself. So it can be like this, right? But at the end, you still have to just crumple. Right? That crumpling is that's going to save you. Yeah. That falling and trying to reach and hang on, that's just going to hurt you. That's just going to increase. So and just let it go. Yeah. Let this go, let this go. Turn. Yeah. Let this go. Feel the weight just drop. Yeah. From there. Oh. I'm trying to remember. I think it was, what's today? I think it was Monday night. Oh, my 6-year-old slapped me. And she played me. She was playing. It was either a 6-year-old or a 2-year-old. But they didn't, or she hit me with something, right? She was whipping something around, and it's that same principle, yeah? There was no tension. And she's playing, back, and we're like, wow! Oh, I could feel all my nerves like just running through my body. Baby, you gotta relax. You don't realize, right? How much, oh, I'm sorry. But that's what it is. When you let go, right? Whatever energy you caught up starts accelerating, right? So it picks up, it's more energetic, right? The velocity, and nothing holding it back. So it just all goes, pow! Yeah. So it's not in you, so it doesn't harm you. It just rolls out. Yeah, from there. Yeah, they don't realize my cousin used to say, wow, the babies can throw you and lock you, and it's true, right? Right? If the baby comes, right, and you play with the baby, and they grab your finger, and they turn, you just start going with them, right? Because you don't want to hurt them, right? So they can throw you over. You're like, oh. Everybody else, you kind of like, try to exert a little bit more force, but the kids and the babies, you're just like, whoa. It is funny. So if you're stiff, right, they're gonna lock you. So you have to relax so you can go with them. Yeah, from there. And so you try to go with them and scoop them up to relieve that tension. All right, extend, stretch, stretch, stretch. Bring everything back, gently. Okay, so think about the tension in your face, let it go. That sun in the sky connecting to the sun in your chest, your heart. Let all the tension go in your organs. Smiling from the heart, smiling from the chest. Any distractions, acknowledge it and let it go. Okay, slowly open your eyes. Rub your hands, loosen your leg. Oh, I hope the sound is working today. Told you a few weeks ago, right? I'm listening, and then I edit the beginning, and I edit the end, and where's the sound? And I searched through it, and all of a sudden, after about 15 minutes, the sound just cut off. I don't know what happened. I go, oh, all right. Okay, loosen up the legs again. Yeah. Pull the heels up. Yeah, we didn't do this one today. Yeah, pull. Oh, it's so tight. Yeah, relax. Yeah, I can feel it pulling right in here. It's just so tight today. Yeah, and then draw. Right, we forgot about this. Yeah, just relax and pull like you're pulling up taffy or something. Yeah, yeah. One time, just taking your time, stretching the fingers straight down. You bring it close to you. Right? You can feel that stretch from there. Yeah, one more time. Alright. Okay, comb the hair. Yeah. Scalp. Tap. Yeah. And arms. Smile from the heart. Right hand, left hand. All right, thank you. Oh, I heard on the news this morning.